I'm Nick Oliver. I'm a Professor of Management at the University of Edinburgh Business School, and I'm talking here about the book Crisis, Resilience and Survival, co-authored by myself and Matthias Hollweg of Oxford University. The book is about understanding how and why car companies experience crisis. In doing our research for the book, we were very interested to see a number of telltale signs that often seemed to emerge as auto firms approached a major crisis. One such sign was what we called in the book the permanently optimistic forecast. This is a recurrent story of a bright new future that for some reason never quite arrives. It's typically seen in firms that are underperforming, but which face certain constraints which mean it is difficult for them to do very much to resolve these problems, at least in the short term. Under such circumstances, management therefore often feels the need to promise a bright future in order to secure immediate stakeholder support. But because of the constraints that the firm faces, for example in terms of how many vehicles they can sell or how long it will take them to bring new models to market, stakeholders often need and may indeed demand a plausible story that change is just around the corner. Otherwise, stakeholders might be better to just cut their losses and place their attention elsewhere. We saw a number of examples of the permanently optimistic forecast. One example was from Renault-Nissan. Renault-Nissan initially promised the sale of 1.5 million electric vehicles by 2016. By 2013, the company was admitting that it was 4 to 5 years behind on this plan. And in the first 3 years, i.e. from 2010 to 2013, had managed only to sell 120,000 electric vehicles. A second example, perhaps even more dramatic in the light of what happened in late 2015, was VW's target of selling 800,000 units per annum in the North American market by 2018. By 2014, it was selling fewer than half this figure, and indeed actually experienced declining sales in America. From this perspective, the emissions scandal of 2015 perhaps starts to look somewhat more understandable. Third example is Fiat Chrysler. Fiat Chrysler predicted that Alfa Romeo would reach sales of 400,000 units a year by 2014, a 5-fold increase on actual sales at the time the forecast was made. Now, achieving this target was a crucial contribution to the volume growth necessary for Fiat Chrysler's recovery. However, this did not make the target achievable. Organisations in distress thus tend to produce very favourable predictions, the purpose of which is essentially to promise better times in the future, what we call the permanently optimistic forecast. There is a very good reason for this. For stricken organisations, forecasts, much like restructuring plans, are often used to convey a picture of good news in the future and to mask the often rather unpalatable current reality. If you want to know more about these ideas, please visit our website www.crisisresiliencesurvival.com, where you can find more information.